You're watching Forget Being Cool.
Free first party, top of the line AAA game. Like, yes, please. I'll have some of that.
Hi, Keith.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, did you play Forza?
Microsoft tried to prevent me from playing Forza, but I did indeed play Forza. Thank you, Microsoft. Making me re-download 60 gigs.
Have you played Forza Horizon 3? That's the first question here.
I think I played a very small amount, like more like the demo, just to test it out when I had an Xbox One X. Or maybe I'm confusing Forza 6 with Forza Horizon. But one of the Forzas I downloaded the demo because it was supposed to be a real showcase for the X. But I haven't played them a lot. What I will say is I really like arcade racing games. My racing games, I'm more interested in like Ridge Racer and Daytona and things of that nature than I am Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsport. So Horizon definitely falls more in my wheelhouse than the other games.
Those are the games that I would enjoy too. And it feels like a really long time since we had a game like series that has done that super well until Forza.
Yeah.
And
I'm still trying to figure out how to power slide the way that I love Ridge Racer power sliding. And I know it's not going to be like that, but trying to figure it out still.
It's mixing a racing sim with a arcade style racer. Now, I love this game, and I love Forza Horizon 3. I love Forza Horizon 4 almost maybe as much, but I have a passion for 3. It's that open world that, to the extent that fast travel is no longer fun because the game itself is more fun to just play and drive around and do things. So I don't know how far you've gotten in this.
Not super far. I played maybe call it 2 hours, round it off at 2 hours because, yeah.
Have you done any of the showcase races?
I don't think so. I mean, I did all the intro stuff, and I did a stunt thing where I was like a stunt driver and did like a giant jump, like 900 feet, give or take, which was further than you, I might add.
Thanks.
there was only one person on my list that beat me. I don't know. I guess I just timed it good. I had like 912 feet, and somebody on my list, I had about 10 people on my list. Was like 940. And I tried to do it again, didn't even get to 900. So I'm not sure why I did it so perfect the first time. Okay. But yeah.
So how are you feeling about this? Is this style of arcade racer? Because it's very different. It's drive around, get assigned an objective, do the objective. Sometimes it's a race, sometimes it's a stunt thing, sometimes it's go find a barn with an abandoned car in it.
Well, I haven't really run into any of those yet. I mean, I did that race. I did an off-road race where I got to choose a new car. I think I did three full races besides the intro. And then I just kind of messed around a bit, like trying to find like the outer walls, like where I couldn't go any further and, things like that. But yeah, I'm not sure how I'll feel about it. I guess we'll find out. I mean,
what intrigued you to play it, which is really the case, because we started this show. Hi.
Yep.
Hi, welcome to a new show.
Yep.
I was surprised when you picked this off the bat, because I kind of expected you to pick something that I had never heard of or never played, some stupid block game or something that, John would recommend.
No, I like racing games, but like I said, more arcadey than anything else. And I didn't even have Game Pass until, I don't know, I guess maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I had just recently gotten it, had a good deal for it, and I haven't really used it much because honestly, my Xbox is mainly my Rock Band machine, as previous listeners of fine podcasts would know. So I downloaded it before, and had to do an update, and that's why I had to read down the whole thing again for whatever reason. But yeah, I've always liked racing games, so I went through the list of Game Pass games and I downloaded like maybe 4 or 5 that I was like, okay, I'll grab this at least now and think about going in and playing it. But I haven't been playing the Xbox much lately. I've been playing Symphony of the Night on PlayStation, and
Ooh, traitor.
Yeah, Not a traitor. One of the best games ever made. And
Forza
I actually
Forza is
compared it to the Xbox version too to check it out just to see how close it was.
Forza is arguably enough of a justification for me to continue to pay for Game Pass, which seems kind of ridiculous when you think about it, because I probably could just drop $60 and say, you know what, I'll just buy this game and play it.
Yeah, but I mean, what you can find, see, so like my deal, I got it for free for 6 months. And I know that typically you can find like, where you get it for $10, $60, and that covers you for six, whatever.
Right.
I mean, that's, if you think about that's 2 games a year.
Yes.
If you're buying 2 games a year, whether it's Forza and I guess let's just say the next Halo or whatever, it's a great deal, from that perspective. I'm not like super thrilled with everything that's in the lineup. Like I wish there was some. I wish they would maybe add some more the first party Xbox games that aren't new,
Yeah,
that aren't necessarily on there.
Some of the older stuff, the other
Yeah,
Forza game.
right.
I think this game, Forza Horizon 4, suffers in only a couple ways. Is there are not as many festival locations as the previous one, meaning like there are no unlockable more areas. Like once you've unlocked the race types, you continue to unlock more of those race genres, meaning like off-road races / street races / whatever. Those continue to level up, and that's great. Like it's really fun to do that, but once you've hit those peaks in those types of races, they're kind of unlocked and done. Now, what you haven't got to, which are super fun and ridiculous, are the showcase races where you get to race like a hovercraft.
I was gonna say I've heard people like racing against a train. I've heard, because I listened to the Player One podcast, and one of the guys on there, I think it's Greg Seward, is a humongous racing fan. And they all like Forza Horizon because some of them are more into the arcades. But he's a racing fan to the extreme where he plays like F1 2018 and stuff like that. And
the games
like the
that I
NASCAR.
will never enjoy nor have fun with.
Right. And so I've heard him talk about it. I've heard a little bit about like the racing, the hovercraft and things like that. So that'll be interesting. Let me ask you this. How much have you messed with like the settings to where you get like more experience and stuff like that? Like, so, what's your multiplier right now?
So changing the difficulty, I'm playing on average because I don't consider myself very great at games. I think gives me like a 30% bonus question mark.
I think that's the default. Yeah, I think that's
influence.
What it's off as. Yeah.
We went from fans to influencers. It's just them changing the names of stuff. It's weird how that system levels up and unlocks things to me still, because you're leveling up your character, which is a weird guy that can dance.
Yeah, my guy's so bland right now. I haven't changed like any jeans or. This guy's got loafers on. It's terrible.
I'm wearing like the generic thing minus a Forza Horizon 3 t-shirt because I played that enough to justify.
They gave you one or something?
Yeah, they're like, you have a previous character, except it's not you because whatever, here's a shirt. And you're like, okay. I've unlocked probably like 20 cars. Nothing has stuck with me yet. Nothing has been like, I love this car. This is my favorite car. And for Forza Horizon 3, I had a SpongeBob car. That's pretty great. And I drove around.
I'll tell you what, I did not like. I think I've driven. Well, obviously, in the opening intro, there's a few different cars there.
Yeah.
But whatever the last car was that you used, it was like a Senna or something like that. And then I got moved to and I guess my first car I chose the Audi.
Okay.
I did a race. I guess it was the stunt race where I drove a Bugatti.
Yeah.
I did not like how that controlled. Like I felt like I was too all over the place. Like compared to the Senna, which was a supercar too. That one I felt like I was controlling it well. I did not feel like that with the Bugatti.
Well, I feel like it's almost kind of an advantage of this game. It's like it runs on the engine of a simulator, but every car feels different because of that, yet it's still arcadey. So, like, you get something that's a little out of control, it feels more out of control despite being part of the same class or the same thing.
Right. And at least in this, if you feel a little out of control, you can just kind of go off-road for a minute. It's not that big a deal.
Unless you miss a checkpoint. Missing a checkpoint online is the worst thing in the world. Have you rewinded? Do you rewind a lot? This is a real question.
I did miss a checkpoint in one of my, I think it was when I was doing like the autumn, spring, whatever. And I didn't realize I was even going for checkpoints. I was just driving and I was generally staying straight, and I missed one not even by a lot, and it like instantly, tried to, take me or instantly restarted me, and I was like, okay, wait a second, I've seen the rewind thing. Can I rewind and go back? No, not on the checkpoint. The checkpoint,
Unless you notice you caught it and rewind before.
it
Yeah,
boots you or whatever you
right.
want to call it. Yeah. So no, I mean I've messed with the rewind a few times just to like try and fix a couple things, but I'm not using it like crazy. I don't know how much that affects my points at the end of the race or anything like that. Like I bumped mine up, my settings, to where I think I have a point 0.5 multiplier. So I'm playing on not average but above average, and I think my systems, I've changed it to where like I don't have like a driving line at all times. I only have like a braking line, essentially.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well,
So
the
as
first couple races I did, I won way too easily. And I know they're early races, don't get me wrong, but I was like, let me at least bump this up a difficulty and see how I do. And I still won my next couple races, but I had to get to first, more difficultly, I guess, for lack of a, better way to put it.
I mean, that's part of the challenge. That's part of the fun is to get to first. But so overall, Keith, you enjoying this? You gonna keep playing it? Is it a reason to keep Game Pass?
I enjoy it. Yeah, it's a reason to keep Game Pass, especially when you think about it as if I had got this, like if I had Game Pass when this game came out,
Yeah,
I'd have been like, oh, free first party, top of the line, AAA game. Like, yes, please. I'll have some of that.
day
You know,
one.
yeah. Yeah. Now I don't know if I'll play it, you know, tons. I'm still trying to finish up Dragon Quest. I'm wrapping up little things in Symphony of the Night, and like I just got my all-time like favorite series besides Hot Shots is Fantasy Star. And
Oh,
they just released Fantasy Star for the Switch. Um, it's like the original like Master System Fantasy Star. So it's part of the Sega Ages collection. So I bought the Japanese version of that the other day because it's in English, even though it's Japanese. So it's coming out in America, I think November 15th. So
just couldn't wait.
nope, I don't
Anyway,
wait things. I have no patience. I get what I want when I want.
Forza is probably my favorite game of this console generation. That exceeds
Really.
Rock Band for those of our old listeners. Like
Well,
I
to
love
be fair,
Forza so
Rock
much.
Band didn't exactly have like the best outing it's ever had.
No,
So
that's I mean we know this, but Forza has saved this console generation. It's the reason I have an Xbox. So when you said I want to talk about this, it means the world to me, guys. If you have Game Pass, you need to play it. If you don't have Game Pass, get Game Pass because it's like $10 a month. And if you just even try this game for 1 month, I think you'll have a good time. And I would say it's a game that's worth playing even as a non-racing fan. Like I think even if you don't love racing games, like it is still one of the best open world games out there, and it is awesome.
yeah, I haven't got too far into it. I mean, I've used the map thing, like where I'll set like essentially a waypoint or whatever
Mm.
to the next race. I don't know if
Do you just straight shut it off road like I do?
I usually the couple times I've used it, I've kind of followed the line because I'm trying to get like my hand. I'm trying to get to grips more with how do I with the controls. I want to be taking turns well and getting used to that stuff as opposed to just going all over the place. I'm assuming, obviously I don't know if the map opens up more. I'm assuming it does. Like
Yes.
I'm like, in whatever the first square or whatever. So if that square is, I don't know, let's just say a one, how many more squares open up roughly that same size?
It's pretty big. It's
Would you say
pretty.
it's 5 times bigger in that initial area?
Yes, I would say. I don't know if you can zoom out when you start up that game, but
I don't think I
it
could,
goes
but
pretty far.
okay.
There you I don't think you ever hit an edge in this game, which is why I love it. Like I
I
don't
was
think
hitting I seem to be finding a brick wall that seemed to be the edge, at least from where I was on the right side of the map.
right. But I
But
think
I
you
don't know
were
if that was.
trying to hit it.
I was, yeah. I mean, I was trying to see just how far I could go away from the roads. And so I was definitely getting to a wall at some point because most walls I could kind of go through. This one would not let me hard stop.
Guys,
So
give Forza Horizon 3 a shot. Forza Horizon 3. Forza Horizon 4 a shot. If you don't have 3, also play 3. Because I think it
is that on Game Pass too?
No, it should be. It just outweighs it just a tiny bit. It's
Which
only
one?
because of that map increase.
Where is that one's in Italy, isn't it?
No, it's in Australia.
Australia.
It's in the Outback.
Okay.
As I do a terrible accent, that's where we wrap this up. Keith is
yeah.
at Kate08. I'm at Tell You Dave on Twitter. We'll see you guys next week for another edition of We Have Game Pass.
I got to remember to drive on the left-hand side of the road. I'm just not used to it.
For more great discussions, hit that subscribe button or visit forgetbeingcool.com.